Stan Gibilisco here to show you one of the more popular configurations for radio frequency power amplifiers. It's called a grounded grid vacuum tube amplifier, and yes, there are plenty of vacuum tubes still in existence, especially for use at higher radio frequency power levels. 600 volts is actually a relatively low voltage. For some of these amplifiers, the plate voltage can exceed 3 kilovolts to obtain the maximum amateur radio legal limit of 1500 watts PEP output. Obviously, it's called a grounded grid for a reason. You apply the input to the cathode. You need a resistor or some other form of component to elevate the cathode somewhat above ground, otherwise the input would short directly to ground. The output is taken from the plate. This is probably the simplest way to do that. A grounded grid amplifier has certain advantages over its grounded cathode counterpart, where you apply the input to the grid rather than to the cathode, especially when you use a triode tube like this. And that is, it's much less likely to break into oscillation than a grounded cathode amplifier is. The trade-off is that the gain is much lower. You need quite a bit of driving power to get your full legal limit. But this is probably the most popular configuration for linear amplifiers that exists in amateur radio. My call sign being W1 GV Whiskey 1 Good Vibrations. You will find information about this and many other amateur radio topics, as well as general electronics topics, in my book, Teach Yourself Electricity and Electronics. Here is the Amazon page. I will provide a link to this page in the description of this video, and please get the paperback edition. That's what this shows. I recommend that you avoid the Kindle edition because it's been pointed out to me correctly that errors exist in this version that most people can't even tell are there until they proofread the whole bloody book. So I recommend the paperback version. It's still available at Amazon.com, and you can go to the link shown at the top of this page provided in the description of this video. Stan Gibilisco W1GV saying 73, which means best regards in ham radio jargon, and so long, which means in my favorite language, da-da-da-da-da-da.